Nova stirs and opens her eyes. Seated next to her, is that the monster who destroyed the Palisade card? Nova wants to cry out, but she's too weak, too disoriented. That's what you look like? Well, whatever. Waking up, you little porridge pot. How are you feeling? It's not a monster. I mean, obviously. Listen, I think we may have got off on the wrong foot. I was just trying to lend a hand back there, and things got a little dicey. Once again, what do you mean, creature? It's... well, even though it appears to be human, once again, I'm not sure if that's a man or a woman. Hey, can you stop making the room so... go all dark like that? Wait a minute. I'm trying to have a conversation here? Can you just talk to me? Wait a minute. This Dustbound is complaining about our narration? Okay. So, talking. It's just like thinking, alright? But then, you let the thoughts fall out of your mouth. Okay? My name is Drem Kinako. Or maybe Drem Kinako. It's nice to meet you. Now, it's your... I was wrong. It's more like, yeah, okay. What? Wait a minute, wait. We're not a silent protagonist? Huh? Oh, I am Nova. You did it, you silly salsa. Are you going to kill me? Wow, okay, no. Why would I kill you? What is death? Well, you're just full of questions, aren't you? I've created a monster! I didn't know I could talk. Hey, I'm just messing with you, okay? Blab all you want. After all, that's what I do. I just winked at into the microphone. I don't know if you could hear. My fluttering eyelashes. Okay, where are we? Hey, if you're feeling up to it, come to the clearing of the binding later today. A dustbound elder named Beatrix Rooter recently died, and we will be unearthing him there. Maybe that'll help with some of your questions. I'll keep that in mind, I guess. What? Where are we? Are we inside that animal? Are there tiny people who live inside animals? Your skin is blue. Why? Oh, I get it. It's like a French thing. Le Chon. Hello. This is Dustbound Village. Okay. Yeah, you have another quirky speech thing going on. Further east, huh? Oh, Drem gave me a map. Alright, I see where we're going then. I don't want to head there just yet. I'd like to look around a little more. Though, if I'm honest, I think this map's a bit subpar compared to the digitally generated maps I'm used to so far. What the? I know you. Young saw lots of you guys in a cave. Ever think about people who just get pushed around all day? First I go, stand up for yourself. But then I think about the situation more clearly and I get sad. The causes go deep. Yeah, you were people who were pushed around by Young. But you weren't like real people, you were just sort of murmuring, faceless crowds representing how he sort of perceives other people, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay. So there's a path right here, right? But it's blocked by mushrooms. And you are somebody with green skin. Oh, Millicent Fan. Millicents, ain't that what they call, cops in Nadsat? Hey, it's the girl who fell from the hornet nest. That was funny. Oh, so that was a hornet nest and not a fruit. Yeah, okay. Oh, a 3D world. Oh, I get it. You're going to say that there's the polygonal 3D world and these 2D dungeons are actually just different worlds that actually coexist somehow? Wait a minute. Are we on top of a circuit board? Look at this, right? This stuff we're walking on here. It's like a circuit board, right? Is there something north of here? I mean, I see that we're in a house. Yeah, look at this. We're on a circuit board or something like that. Motherboard. And there's just a bunch of dust on it that's also kind of beginning to mold. Is this where people are buried? Or is that further east? No, I think it is further east. What's this? Oh, it's just some kind of wrestling ring? Boxing ring? I don't know, something like that. I'm not a sportsman. Can you shed some light into this? Yeah, it is a wrestling ring. South is... Sicilitrane? Well, we want to enter this clearing of the, yeah, clearing of the binding. I suppose that's a clearing where a binding happened once. Is this like the Binding of Isaac? I don't mean the video game, I mean the biblical event. This is that train, right? Yeah, once again, that train appears to be rendered in a different graphical style. Sorry, esteemed writers, the Sicilitrane does not run during unearthing ceremonies. Alright, well, let's go see the end of this unearthing ceremony. In this musty, two-dimensional, dust and mold-covered... Yeah, like, here's one of these springs that's just how it is in the computer part. And then it gets covered in dust and grows pink. Okay. Here we are in Mold Town. These spores will do you in. Hey, that's just a minor enemy from the original Anodyne. I've been meaning to get rid of this shield ever since someone said, "What are you hiding from?" They're right. What's there to hide from, anyways? Maybe I'll leave it on today, though. Yeah. So they were called shieldies, huh? I just killed a lot of those things back in the original Anodyne. And it's another enemy from the original Anodyne that are all still more interesting than just slimes. What a wonderfully moist environment. And it ribbits. That is true. I know it said northeast, but... Okay, I was thinking this was some kind of hole. There's a gate, like in the original Anodyne. Yeah, I get it. About now, right, is when we're going to... No, not quite yet. Is when we're going to figure out how all this connects to the original, right? Seeing one! This was the first boss of Anodyne. The evil god that appeared in the dreams of the circus performers and led to all the horrible things happening. What are you doing here, evil god? I see, in your future, a gray color, dustiness. What? You already knew that? It's okay. People find my services therapeutic, even if I'm wrong now and then, or always. How is Seer alive, and not evil? That circus was the scariest thing in the original Anodyne. You know, on the other side of the labyrinth full of corpses? I knew 2 people who killed themselves because of you! Seer? Okay, let's see the ceremony. Wow, look at those, look at the colors and how they look. These are some very 2010 designs. Like, that's what people are going to be saying in maybe 30, 10, 20, 30 years. They're going to look at this kind of, these color palette, these kind of hairstyles and clothing decisions and so on, and be like, yeah, very 2010s. Anyway, I mean, not that I'm saying they look bad. I don't mean that. Yeah, a burial shroud. So your guys' eyes glow red in the dark, right? That dust covered the body of its own, volition. Oh, I didn't see you, Mushroom Man. Anyway, Mushroom Horse, maybe? Yeah, okay. Hello, Nova. My name is Elegy Beatty. How strange it is to have the Center's own nano cleaner here among the Dustbound. Don't be afraid. I get the sense that you didn't come here in an official capacity, did you? There's no reason that we shouldn't get along. Thank you. Well, aren't you just the cutest thing? Nova, please join my farming team. I want you to work with me. What do you say? Okay. I guess we're gonna become a farmer now. What did you make of the unearthing, Nova? I don't understand. This is my fault. Perhaps if I had worked faster, I would have been able to clean this area by now. Beatrix would not have died. Don't blame yourself, Nova. It's nobody's fault that Beatrix died. He lived a good life. Nova, one day, all of us here will return to the dust. But you shouldn't. Everyone has a purpose. That is why they were made by the Center. No one should just disappear. Where would their purpose go? Purpose is an idea. It's a tool for people, Nova. We're not the tools of purpose. I get it. It's like a reverse. We're not the tools of purpose. Purpose is our tool. But wait a minute. Are you telling me the Center makes people immortal? Is that what I'm taking away from this? Wait a minute. Could I avoid dying? Anyway, what do you think, Mushroom Man? Hello, I'm Michael the Mushroom. But my friends all call me Mushy Mike. I work very closely with Beatrix Rooter. Truly a kind soul with a mind like a Venus flytrap. Drem, I came here in search of a friend. How can I explore beyond the village? I heard rumors of a strange object falling from the sky in the nearby woods. There's a train station southwest of here, and maybe you can hitch a ride, if you ask real nice. Yeah, I forgot your voice, sorry. I spent enough time here. I just need to find a way to the fruit Palisade showed me. These Dustbound, I'm not sure what to make of them. What is going on? There's a woods. The first area in the original Anodyne is a woods. The original Anodyne is set in what they call the land, where the is a proper noun? Do you think we're gonna take this to the interdimensional station? There was a place like that in the original Anodyne, if I remember. Now, let's go. Yeah, this is not the land. This is a hand-fruit haven for precious Nova. May you be safe here until the path forward is made clear. Hand-fruit? Yeah, hand-fruit. Okay, so... Wait a minute. Are we to understand Palisade built this place? Now you see, this flavor text makes sense. This isn't details we could get from the graphics. Right, 1. The dice. One must take note of the color and letter on which the dice land. Life is never truly random, it only might appear that way to the limitations of one's mind. Who's talking? Right, 2. The bridge. It is a walkway made of unstable materials. The edges of the bridge must never be touched, as indicated by their bright yellow coloration. Right, 3. The gift. One is to pour out an offering and watch it fall away. To be truly free, one must let go of the things that provide false comfort, false safety. The center will unfold, and that is enough. It all becomes clear to Nova, huh? Doesn't become clear to me. What? By existing across time, you mean, like, being alive, right? That's what the pain is. It's the seed. The seed's rejecting our body. Also, how did we go from the abstraction of the original Anodyne to, like, a made-up religious system and a made-up cosmology of, like, a fictional alternate universe, anyway? It's not a matter of finding Drem Kanako. Oh! We're bad shape. Drem Kanako, we're gonna die. Well, if it ain't the little casserole herself. About time you woke up. I think you're a topless woman. Well, what happened to me? I'm dying. I don't know, Split Pea. What do you feel? What do I feel? I don't know what you mean. And why do you keep doing that? Doing what? Calling me those nonsense words. Nonsense words? You mean like casserole and Split Pea? Those aren't nonsense words. They're delectable food items. Food items? Oh, okay. I think I get it now. You don't know about eating, do you? Well, remember yesterday how we learned about talking? Well, eating food. It's kinda like reverse talking. Instead of thoughts coming out of your mouth, you have food going into your mouth. I was just talking about food and stuff a few minutes ago. Huh? Wow, you're lucky I'm here to explain this so clearly. I bet you need to eat since apparently you've never done it. That trademark laugh. Here, try this. It's cream of mushroom soup. Did you know that it's great for baking? Why are those in quotes? Oh wait, Nova's eating it. You are out of range of the center's influence, so I guess you need to sleep and eat now like the rest of us. Hey, that's enough now. Go get your own soup. If you like it so much, you should say, and rub your stomach with your hand in a circle. See? Graphically representing actions. What did I tell you? Oh my god, what if he deliberately... Sean Hantani, I mean. But there's also... It's two people who made the game. What if they deliberately didn't have the visual representations of things as a setup for this? That's what they did, isn't it? Okay, yeah, farming. This is gonna be exciting, isn't it? Farming is not a fun activity. Alright. Yeah. You're like dressed as an aerobics instructor? Are you like wearing headphones? That's what it looks like. Okay, Plants provide us with food and help to filter the air so that we can breathe. When we farm, we provide the plants with water and energy and room so they'll grow to be big and strong. We must also protect the plants against their rivals, the weederons. That's where you come in. Please make sure to clear each field of weederons. What are weederons? Okay, these things are indeed dangerous, I see. What are weederons? I think the slimes are plants now, right? I'm not gonna hurt the slime. This confirms at least the slimes aren't like people. Okay, maybe this snow slime is an enemy? It's also a weederon. No? I'm sorry, I was just sort of assuming, based on how they had little sprouts on them, that these guys were the plants. But apparently not. Yeah, all the generic enemies are all weederons, huh? Okay. Ow. Yeah, the only way we're gonna damage these things is with, the mouth. Dang mouth. Can't believe I've coming to like the mouth of all things. Okay. You happy now? Good job, Nova. How about we rustle up some smoothies after all our hard work? Yeah, you're right, these guys are a lot nicer than Palisade. Oh yeah, we gotta find Palisade. That's right, of course. Where are we? Oh, that's right, we don't have our maps anymore. Okay, back to the train then. So that's why we were taking pain earlier, or taking damage, is because we were hungry. You don't have anything new to say, do you, Froggo? No. Man. So, does that mean that the enemies Young was killing in the original Anodyne were people? I thought it didn't matter, like when he, went on a stabbing spree in the suburbs. Because after all, those weren't a real suburbs, they were just mental projections in his head. Even though I still cared about, like, Mitra's feelings, didn't I? Well, yes, I did. I mean, you don't know this because it wasn't a Let's Play. Palisade, I've taken care of my bodily needs. Now, I will perform the rites which you have laid out for me. Soup! I have to suck and shoot. Oh. You're really reading into this, aren't you? Yeah, I mean, that is a religious thing, I guess, sort of making this kind of interpretations out of random stuff. This kind of augury. That's right, an augur, like that giant worm. This is gonna be harder than I thought. Yeah, I know, avoid the edges. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get across if the bridge doesn't keep sliding us towards the... Okay, quit. You don't need to be so hard on yourself, Nova. Nova, you're being very hard on yourself. Probably because you didn't know any love. But only... There we go. Today, I learned how to eat. The soup felt warm and tingly as it went down my throat. As I pour out this bowl, I remember that such pleasures are fleeting. Soon I will reconnect with Palisade and with the Center, and there will no longer be any need for wasteful activities like eating and sleeping. Soon everything will be in its proper place once again. Howdy, Glam Jowdy. You aren't usually awake this early. That same classic laugh. And she coughs because they live in dust. I think, I'm saying she, I don't know. Here's the deal. Elegy says you've been a valiant warrior, defending the crops from weeds and yada yada. Elegy said that about me. What did she say exactly? Now, Nova, what if you take all that skill, grit, and determination and channel it into something truly extraordinary? What? That's right, Nova! I'm talking about the Dustbound Beatdown! Oh, wait a minute, are you like a boxer? Every week, a victorious battle to see who will be crowned victor. The roar of the crowd, the glory of the fight. You want to beat me up? Okay, yeah, you do. Oh, it's gonna be a wrestling personality. Oh, Lumbering Jack. Wait, so is... I still don't know who these... What is going on? Why are we green? I guess because we're a Weedoron witch. Oh, it is a man. All right, who we've been talking to. Yeah, I don't care. Just get... Okay, come on. Let's just get the dialogue over with. I see. Pull our punch. That's what the text says, right? Shoot blocks me. Keep the shoot button held down. We're supposed to pull our punch, right? So let's see. Keep the shoot button held down. Release the button when the block is near me to pull your punch. Like this? I'm confused. What just happened? Was that what we were supposed to do? I thought didn't it just hit you? Or did it stop just short? Because I guess that you're just pretending to get hit? I guess? Yeah, it didn't hit, that's for sure. Oh, and now it's gonna be a chair, huh? Alright, wrestling and chairs, that's a thing. I didn't know I could stop the projectiles whenever I wanted. Yeah, this is not going that... Damn it! This is gonna take a really long time. Yeah, this is my least favorite thing so far. For sure. Not least because if you fail once, it resets. And by fail, I mean rather, if you actually hit him. Still adjusting my head, I thought for sure it was a woman. I mean, cute either way, but... Yep, I thought that time I actually hit him, but I didn't. Okay. And now we have this silly thing going on. Alright, Nova, when my attack is near you, press the shoot button to convincingly take the blow. I'm confused. How do I convincingly take the blow? I see. Move a bit to, from where we're standing, because it's always going to go where we're standing. And then... Oh no, I was wrong. We have to move a little bit and then take the pose. Yeah, we're putting on quite a show. And now it's like a silly slapping thing. It's not quite a quick time event. I'm not sure if there's a time limit. I'm sorry, I don't know what the buttons are because I'm not using that controller. I'm just guessing which buttons they might be. And I don't know. There we go! Then press the... So, we're gonna shoot and deflect it. Press the shoot button before it hits you? Okay, it hit us, but that didn't ruin the show for some reason? Oh, I see what we need to do. I don't see what we need to do. I don't at all. Okay, so shoot me and I'll deflect it, yeah. Then press the shoot button before it hits you. I am, but it's not... I guess it has to be right before it hits us. There we go. Yeah, amazing deflection shot after like 10 failures from Lumbering Jack. That's what the text is having, is how Announcy is saying it. I'm not gonna read the dialogue, I don't care. Psst, Nova, you okay? I hope I don't have to do this again. Oh, that'll be our signature wrestling move. Alright, yeah, it's good. Thank you, Elegy. I'm glad you were there to see it. I didn't really understand when Drem first asked me to do it. But once I was out there... You were natural! You... Coughs. I suppose because we do live in dust. Are you alright? I need to tell you something, Nova. Remember when you first arrived here and we unearthed Beatrix Rooter? One day, sooner or later, each of us here will return to dust. That is, of course, why we're called the Dustbound. Okay. I believe that my day's coming soon. A dust lump has been growing upon my shoulder. Beatrix experienced something similar near the end. No! Elegy! It's all my fault. It's my job to keep this from happening. If I were able to clean this place, if I could just... Nova! And coughs. And, you know, then she makes it clear that, yeah, they want to die. And because the choice is you die living a life on your own terms or live forever living on someone else's terms. Is that what where they're going with this? I think that's where they're going with this. But, I hope this isn't going for one of those silly things where, like, no, you see, we need death for life to be beautiful. Which is, no, we don't, fucking bullshit. I think that's the sort of thing people only tell themselves because they think that they have to kind of try and not live in complete terror every second of their lives like I do. You have to lie to yourself. It's the only way you can live in a world as utterly horrible as ours. Anyway, let's stop talking about how you're better off never being born and pay attention to whatever's going on. You know, farming, blah blah. I mean, look, if that person wants, you know, if she wants to die, I'm not gonna stop her. She can do whatever she pleases, frankly. So these dust balls are enemies, yeah? I think they are, yes. Uh-oh. I'm gonna take this one out! I thought, anyway. I don't think the gate's open yet. Oh, they're those moles! That's what's going on here. So yeah, there are dust-based pests in addition to, whatever else there are. So this is what passes for weeding, huh? It's a lot more dangerous than the weeding I remember helping out with when I was a little kid. But hey, I wasn't a dustbound. I mean, I am a dustbound. I'm going to die someday. Anyway, our seed's getting pretty upset with us. Oh, the snowballs also hurt other enemies, huh? So this has become like a relaxing thing for us to do, huh? I take it this blade is somehow not one of the weeds? Barely missed that one. Great work, Nova. This is for you. A flower. In some cultures, it is customary to shower an excellent performer with roses. You may have lost in the ring today, but you are a champion to me. I see. Anyway, I'll probably attend your funeral, but you chose to die, so whatever. Anything else to say? Yeah, we're gonna take the train back to the Haven, huh? Is this thing a different color, or am I just... Yeah, it can't be a different color, I must be mistaken. So we're the only one who ever heads out to this place? Is that what I'm taking away? Today, yellow and A. Yellow, like a yolk. A, to represent beginning. Truly an auspicious role. Something is growing, beginning. Perhaps Palisade's body was broken, but now she may be reborn here in her haven. C. Psalmist taught that everything in New Theland has always existed. Not in the same form across time, I was born after all, but some Nova essence must have always existed, just as Palisade still exists in my heart. This is how I know she will return. Yeah, this is about, like, religious arbitrariness, isn't it? Like, yeah, we'll just do whatever and interpret it to mean what we want it to mean. Oh, but I have to suffer through crossing the bridge again. When you get on the bridge, the controls get very sort of, you know, the friction really decreases. And now that we know the value of Rose, we'll send that down the slide. As the rose falls away, I remember that glory and adoration are but distractions for my purpose. People's feelings will blow about like petals in the wind, but the center remains true across time. Thus, I must follow its path and not my own vanity. But am I understanding this right? Wouldn't this just mean that the center So there really is nothing random going on in the vicinity of the center, right? So if we were rolling dice near the center would actually influence the dice roll somehow. But here, we're just doing whatever. Okay, and now we're gonna have the... Darn it. You feeling limber today, Kolachki? It's probably some Polish thing. Ready for your big win? I'm ready. Alright, the big rematch. Yeah. Man... Jack looks like a big tough guy, but our buddy looks like somebody with a big soft belly. Okay, what am I doing this time? Alright, let's trade blows. Get in hits, but get ready to dodge if you see my windup. Actual hits, huh? I don't understand. What do we get in hits? Get in... No, that sounds like a bad sound we don't want to hear. I see, it means it's again referring to the whole fake trading of fake hits. Oh, okay, that didn't work out so well that time. I see, we're both gonna keep attacking each other that way till it works out the way we intend! Yeah, very intense back and forth battle, huh? But why is there wrestling going on here? I'm nervous about the next time a non-direction button is going to pop up. I really have no idea what button that is. Okay. On this PS3 controller, it's a square. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at faking attacking like this for entertainment purposes. It's okay that I miss, because that looks like a believable, miss. In fact, in a way, the misses are ratcheting up the tension, aren't they? Okay, shoot at me, but this time after I dodge, suck me up and shoot me. This is crazy! Has anybody else ever fought with a vacuum cleaner? Probably not. Oh yeah, what did Drem tell me to say? Your precious hero is nothing but a side on my thorn. Now the Wiederon shall reign supreme. Laughs. Great work, Nova. A commotion, huh? Oh, great, she's dead, right? All life ends with tremendous pain and misery. There are no happy endings. And there won't be to this story either. I don't know what's going to end up happening to Nova, but it won't be good. Same goes for me in real life. Elegy? Are you about to turn into dust or something? What? What's that? What happened? Oh, it's a dust baby. Holy musting dust! How is this possible? It can't be. Only the center can create life from dust. Well, hello there, little one. Yeah. I get it, this is some birth metaphor, right? About how birth and death and go on. But you see, the whole thing is birth and death and that. In real life, we can't be immortal, as far as we know. As far as forget about it. It doesn't work as a metaphor if you can actually be immortal. A metaphor for what, though? I'm still not sure where we're going right now. Oh, you can be a serious person, Announcy? Anyway, then our friend... I can't believe... Kanaki, Drem, right? That's his name? Of our big squishy friend. Oh, Elegy has dust magic powers, huh? And the kid is named Ash Beatty. So, does this kind of thing happen? Does dust occasionally create new life like this? Also, once again, I'm just thinking about... I'm trying to imagine if anything like this happened in the original Anodyne, how out of place it would have been. Yeah, one thing's for sure. Whatever Anodyne... Oh, Mode 7. Whatever Anodyne 2 is... It's like everything Anodyne 1 wasn't. I'm not sure I can think of another sequel that was like that. Oh, hi, Nova. Elegy. I'm so glad you're all right. Thank you, Nova. Me too. Laughs. Say hi to your Auntie Nova. I don't know why, I just don't feel like reading this. I don't want to. Look, you have eyes. No one's watching this. It's a silly Let's Play. No one watches those anymore. So who cares if I read it, what I do? I could say whatever I want right now. It wouldn't matter. I mean, I won't, but I could. Once again, the seed is not happy to see people playing. I've seen enough to know that the dust is a force of corruption. Dust channeling is a way of life for the Dustbound, Nova. You know that we treat dust differently than the center. Well, maybe you or Drem can handle playing with such dangerous forces, but this little one must learn what we all must learn, that we are made of dust, that its power flows through us, that one day we will return to dust. I have work to do. Yeah, the acceptance of death, right? Her own inevitable death. That's what's bubbling up inside. It's like Dujana dealt with. That was practically enough to make her renounce the world forever in hatred. How else can you react to death, huh? Yeah, we're not going to talk to the kid. So, I think the Handfruit Haven were to understand that is the fruit, right, that we sucked off the tree. This is definitely not what I expected to find inside of that hopping goat creature. I'm still not sure why we were weak when we were outside, though. It would make sense if we were really far away from the center, because then the center wouldn't be sustaining us and we need food and stuff, but that doesn't seem to be that wasn't happening at first, because we were just in Blue Veil when that was going on. Okay, what arbitrary augury shall we perform today? Today, red and D, an ominous sign, anger, blood, death, destruction, dust. I'm beginning to realize why so many days have passed without any sign of Palisade, no word of assurance to guide my path. It was a wretched accident that Handfruit Haven was eaten by that mangy dust creature. It was a mistake that I ever met these Dustbound. It feels so good to not be alone that I've allowed myself to become split in my purpose. I have lusted over foolish fantasies of a life that could never be my own. Yeah, abandon all worldly pleasures, all that rubbish. Okay, let's see if we can get across this time. First, no. It gets really slippery at the end, is where it's... And of course, this is supposed to be a haven, but... Oh, I get it, the colors on the side of the fruit. Those were stained glass windows. Oh, that's what Palisade was carving in that one scene, isn't it? Okay, let's go. So if something is... I get it's when you're small enough, it becomes 2D for some reason. And we're gonna walk down the slide ourselves because we don't have anything else to put down. I was created by the center for a purpose. My destiny is crafted into the framework of existence. My life is not a toy for me to trifle with, not a fantasy for my own amusement. Today I pour out not a possession or a gift. Today I pour out myself. It's a bold declaration, Nova. Yeah, this is an unhealthy religious devotion. The complete renouncing of everything in the world, the rejection of everything that, might be about yourself, You reject. Yet we're still turning up for this? Hey, Miso Mug, glad you made it. Wasn't sure if... I am indebted to the Dustbound's hospitality. I would not have survived without your help. I intend to repay that debt. Nova, why does it have to be like this? You come alive in the ring. What's so wrong about letting yourself enjoy it? What I enjoy has nothing to do with what is right. I actually agree with that statement. Okay, well, whatever your reasons are, I'm glad you're here. We'll fight to a deadlock, then team up against a surprise challenger, okay? Understood. Shouldn't we be talking about this before we're in the ring? Alright, let's trade blows, get in hits, but get ready to... yeah. I'm getting the hang of this. See? Getting the hang of this. Though if I'm honest, I don't really think this is particularly fun as a video gameplay thing. Which seems to be the intention since they're talking about we're supposed to be thinking of this as a fun thing. Like, this is something that you enjoy doing. Yeah, we'll see who's gonna come out on top. Are we gonna lose the belt? No, we're not. We're gonna be a surprise challenger. Is there a time limit on this? Maybe? I actually got it that time because I remembered which button was X. It was square. Okay, I'm going to pound the ground. I use the rubble I leave behind to attack me? Rubble? This is like a Kirby thing. Isn't it? Like the whole leaving stars behind? Yeah, this is a King DDD attack right here. I mean, outright it is. Why isn't this... There we go. It has to be the fake attack. I wasn't sure. I like that they're explaining away the stars as rubble, though. Deflected, huh? How am I supposed to... deflect it? I'm trying to... I'm hitting the button as it hits me, right? Am I... Should it be more... close? This looks like a deflecting animation. There we go! I don't get the timing on this. When am I supposed to hit that button? I think I'm supposed to hit it as the very edge of the sprite touches her. Yeah, I think that is what it is. Okay. So... Dang it. This would have been really impressive if it worked the first time, and yet now our surprise challenger. Okay, I like the theme music at least. Yeah, it's a hammy wrestling villain. Oh, I get it. It's like one of those wrestling villains who represents a foreign power that the audience is primed not to like. Yeah, the seed really doesn't like that. Yeah, it's a wrestling... This is, yeah, it's like if the wrestling character in the Cold War who'd be like a, you know, a Soviet guy or something like that, right? I feel like, we should have talked about this ahead of time. I think that weird noise in this theme music's supposed to be the center laughing, right? No matter what happens to me, the Dustbound will live on. Whenever someone in New Thelen chooses vulnerability over domination, they are the Dustbound. Whenever someone faces the fear of annihilation and finds new beauty and worth in life, they are the Dustbound. Yeah, okay. They're just going on like this. Yeah, corny dialogue. About, you know, like, individual free will and all that. That's all good. But the problem is, yeah, none of the things that make life worth living are because we die. I think this is a terrible argument. You people are just wrong. But there's nothing you can do. I mean, the best thing, I guess, is to try to accept it and just try and get on with your day. But the problem is, you guys are like, revel in this and build your identities around the fact that you're going to die. Which, you know, if you want to live in despair and delusion, go ahead. Anyway, yeah, okay, yeah, let's get the fight already. Color orb! I get it, it's because we're both plants. We got a plant theme. Will Nova do it? Yes. That's what the seed's doing to us, right? In addition to Nova's self-loathing. We are on which? Well, there goes our wrestling career. I'm not controlling her anymore. They try and stop us. Crumbcoat, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was going to happen. I know you must have been uncomfortable. Next time, we'll go over everything beforehand. Yeah, so he says he didn't know. Next time. There's not going to be a next time. I don't belong here, Drem. Isn't that obvious by now? And stop calling me those ridiculous food names. I'm sorry, Nova. I'm sorry. You don't have to wrestle anymore. But that doesn't mean you don't belong here. I came here because it was my duty. I came here for Palisade. I don't know why I let all you rope me into these ridiculous games. Maybe I thought I could help you somehow. Maybe I thought I could show you the importance of fighting the dust. Okay, hold on. Be real, Nova. You let us take you in because you wanted us to. Nobody forced you to accept our friendship. Fine. You're right. It was my own mistake. I know that now. I failed. Palisade is never coming back, and I have only myself to blame. I can't control myself enough to stay here. I can't be trusted. I need to leave here and continue my mission alone. You know, you're being a real Dustin jerk. To me, to Elegy, but also to yourself. It's so odd that it's kid-friendly when Anodyne 1 was, like, rated M. I'm sorry you feel that way, Drem. I'm sorry that you've been blinded to the evil that swirls around this entire village. It is crystal clear to me now. You may think you're just playing around, but messing with the dust will always lead to tragedy in the end. I've seen the effects of the dust firsthand. I know where this leads. And I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't try to warn you. If that's really how you feel, then maybe you do need to leave. Of course it's how I feel. I am the Nano Cleaner. I am the representative of the center to all of New Theland. And it's long past time for me to stop moping around and to start acting the part. After everything we've been through, I can't listen to any more of this. Goodbye, Nova. Yeah, this is one of those situations where everybody's in the wrong. I'm so sorry, Palisade. I wasn't strong enough to fulfill the rites. Hey, who's there? Oh, it's the baby. Okay, what is Ash doing? I see Ash is going to completely make everything... Oh, wait a minute, this is just a playground, isn't it? With a fun, bouncy bridge and a slide. That's why Palisade made this place. She wanted us to have a playground. That's pretty. That's why there's the beautiful carpet and the stained glass windows and stuff. But it's a playground. That's why it's a bouncy, movie, rolly bridge where you bounce back and forth and why there's a slide. That's what Palisade was doing. You see, I know that. But Nova, who I also kind of am, doesn't know it. But we destroyed Palisade's gift, haven't we? We're still hurt, huh? No, wait a minute. Below, the dust storm quietly rages unchanged. Come on, be like JJ. Step back from it, okay? Well, actually, JJ didn't step back, did she? She tries to reflect on the past weeks, but it's all clouded by waves of anger. She feels an uncomfortable tickle in her throat, a strange heaviness in her legs, but ignores it. How could the Dustbound live like that? How could Palisade be gone? Before she can formulate an answer, the same questions loop in her head, drowning out her thoughts. What was going on? Perhaps the center had the answers, but for now, Nova drags her weary body all the way back to Center Sanctuary. Ah, awake at last. Thank the center. What happened? When I found you outside, hobbling back towards C-Note, body ravaged by dust, I didn't know what to think. Ah, never mind. All is forgiven. I'm just glad you're back, and that the center was able to heal your wounds. And you'll be pleased to hear that the cards and dust you were carrying allowed the center to clear the remaining dust storms. You may now freely explore the entirety of New Wait a minute! Theland! The land! It's the land! From Anodyne 1, it was the land! This is New the Land! It's the land! That's where the land was! This is the second the land! That's the connection! You guys came from the land! Are you guys like descendants of Sage? Because he was trying to keep young in the land and from interacting with the briar, and the briar was made out of dust? It's the land. I can't believe I didn't realize it until just now. But once again, it means nothing to Nova. You know, it was painful to me when Palisade disappeared, and then you did as well. I must admit, at first I thought that you'd run off together on some secret mission that you'd concocted without me. But no, she's truly gone, isn't she? Nova, I don't blame you for hiding away for a while, but now that you're back, you won't go disappearing on me again, will you? We have to look out for each other now, Nova. My Nova. You've seen and experienced many difficult things, Nova, but look at how strong you are, how purposeful. You don't understand what a blessing you've been given. Do you understand, Nova? In these dark days, we must cling tightly to what is sacred. We must. Okay, some kind of machine. Right? That's a robot, right? See visionaries misguided at best, Nano Cleaner Nova. In the face of fear and chaos, integrity, not innovation, should light our path. If we're merely blown about by the winds of change, inevitably we will lose our way. I see, it's like a conservative versus a reformist. Typically rigid thinking from the old guard. Nova, a strong wind will shatter an inflexible structure. But if we harness the aerodynamics of the mind, we can transform our baser needs and desires into something more powerful, more transcendent, and indeed, what could be a greater tribute to the sacred things, to the greatness of the center? Today, I am pleased to present the MetaClean Framework. The MetaClean Framework is a holistic user experience overhaul, which will help you progress toward the fulfillment of your ultimate goal. You know, I was with you until you turned this all into a bunch of technocratic rubbish. As you go about cleaning, you can now find Metacoins, a special currency which may be used to access the deepest secrets of New Theland. Spend your Metacoins in the menu to purchase behind-the-scenes info and items from the Center's personal collection. Engaging with the exciting new MetaClean framework is sure to enhance your investment in the world of New Theland. We also would like to present you with the MetaClean Manual, an item which you can read to find out all the ins and outs of your new framework. Remember, NanoCleaner Nova, the center will always reward the labor of your hands and the reverence of your heart. Bells and whistles aside, your mission is vitally important to the well-being of all the denizens of New Theland. Until we meet again. I don't have any more dust right now, right? Did they just automatically emptied it out? Like, it was already emptied, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay, let's look at this. So, oh boy. Wait, hold on. We can get to the meta shop for free. Oh no. We just don't have any meta coins. I get it. They're introducing a sort of beginnings of a capitalist economy, and that's how they say they're going to innovate it from this theocratic state, right? And there's still all these closed doors. So many paths we could take but won't. Wait, no. That's where we came from. That's the way to the egg.